Imagine spending your hard-earned dollars to go see a rock legend, somebody who has personified American rebelliousness, the pursuit of truth, the pursuit of liberty in song, in music, a legend. And then you get this.
The mighty A Street Band is here tonight to call upon the righteous power of art, of music, of rock and roll in dangerous times. In my home, the America I love, the America I've written about, that has been a beacon of hope and liberty for 250 years, is currently in the hands of a corrupt, incompetent, and treasonous administration. Tonight, we ask all who believe in democracy and the best of our American experience to rise with us, raise your voices against authoritarianism, and let freedom reign. This is land of hope and dreams.
If you couldn't hear what Bruce Springsteen was saying, this is a tough one for me. I got to tell you, I got another clip I'm going to share too. But essentially, what Springsteen was saying is that it was an anti-Trump rant. It's so ironic that he's saying the songs that I've written about America, the America that I love, that I grew up in, et cetera, et cetera. Imagine a rock and roll legend. I mean, rock and roll is the personification of rebelliousness, fighting against the establishment, against the machine. Nobody personifies that more in the political landscape than President Donald J. Trump. Nobody does. And the crazy, tragic irony is that he's ranting against the guy who is literally fighting against the people that you claim to oppose. He says the America he grew up in is now in the hands of an authoritarian. And watch this clip right here. It gets even worse.
That won't bow down to their ideological demands. They're removing residents off American streets and without due process of law are deporting them to foreign detention centers and prisons. This is all happening now. The majority of our elected representatives have failed to protect the American people from the abuses of an unfit president and a rogue government. They have no concern or idea of what it means to be deeply American. The America that I've sung to you about for 50 years is real. And regardless of its faults, is a great country with a great people.
It's so truly sad and pathetic. Bruce, I somehow hope this gets to you, man. I really, really hope this gets to you. Because by saying that there is a guy who is in office, you're talking about Trump, who's unfit to run our country, you're essentially shoving a middle finger to a process that took place on November 5th, 2024, where over half the country made their voices resoundingly clear and loud, that we're sick and tired of being lied to, being invaded, wasting our money, engaging in fraud, not protecting American citizens, and a whole slew of other things. You essentially, just because you don't like the guy who won, you don't like the guy that the people voted for, you just told all of your followers, and now this is going viral, all your videos are going viral online. You told everybody at that concert, just like it's almost as bad as the mainstream media. You're polluting their brains with this drivel, with this dreck, with these lies. Unfit for office? What about the people who voted for him? What about the democratic processes that you seem to hold so near and dear, Bruce? Authoritarianism? Deporting American people? So what Bruce just essentially said right there is that Tom Homan, Trump, and this rogue government, as he likes to call it, we're just walking around pulling citizens out of their homes and just shoving them out of here. When the truth of the matter is that, and this all revolves around Kilmar Abrego Garcia, this guy, there's video footage, there's court documentation, there's arrest and judicial documentation, verifiable evidence that this guy was an MS-13 gang member, that he came into the country illegally. He completely absolved himself of all due process rights. Once you enter a country illegally, you've broken the law as a criminal. You are afforded no due process rights. Your only due process that you're due is deportation, period. This is who you want to fight for? This is the America that you want? This is the side that you're on? You're on the side that allowed a mass invasion of over 10 million illegal, undocumented, most of them criminals, rapists, murderers. Where's your cries for Americans, Bruce? Where's your cries for Jocelyn Nungare, Rachel Morin? Where's your cries for Laken Riley? Where's your cries for the thousands and hundreds of thousands of children that had suffered under trafficking, in some instances even worse than that, because of this major border crisis? You support the lady who was wholly unqualified, who said, I wouldn't change a thing, who didn't have a single substantive thing to offer, was the least qualified vice president, was a DEI hire, even Biden admitted that, the least qualified to run this country. That's who you support? You support a guy who was literally governed by an auto pen? You support a guy that it just came out, something we all knew, that he was mentally, cognitively compromised his entire presidency. That's who you support, Bruce? As opposed to the guy you couldn't see through, even all this stuff coming up with Letitia James and mortgage. You couldn't see through all the sham trials. You couldn't see through the fact that they tried to assassinate him, smear him, debank him, discredit him, arrest him, imprison him. The guy you should be supporting, Bruce, is the guy that you wrote about. He represents the America that you grew up in. But you support the academic, narcissistic, turn their nose down to the common man? I thought you wrote for the common man, Bruce. Now you support the elitists? Now you support the globalists? Now you support the establishment, the swamp that hasn't done a thing for our country? That's put us in massive debt, funded forever wars, taken our money away from us, allowed people to invade our country, putting Americans in mortal harm, spreading discriminatory, anti-American, DEI, woke, parasitic ideologies. This is who you're fighting for? Make it make sense. Never again, Bruce. I will never again play another one of your songs, and if I hear it playing somewhere, I'm liable to throw my shoe at the speaker. Never again. Shame on you. You need to do some serious, deep introspection about who you are and what you stand for. I don't know who's polluted your noggin, but this is a tragedy. A tragedy. Holly weirdos, actors, vapid, empty vessels. You, I expected something stronger from. You, I actually expected more from. Am I crazy? Let me know. Oh, and just in case you needed somebody else to boycott, I'm never, ever, ever buying another cup of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Look at this clip right here. This is a clip of co-founder of Ben & Jerry, Ben Cohen, who has an absolute meltdown on Bobby Kennedy, our guy, Maha, before being thrown out of the hearing room. Watch this.
The audience are reminded disruptions will not be permitted while the committee conducts its business. Capitol Police are asked to remove the individuals from the hearing room. That was a made for C-SPAN moment.
I can't wait to get your thoughts on this and everything that I showed. Spread the word, man. Bruce is in trouble. These people need to be stopped. Our work is long from finished. When we won on November 5th of 2024, the mission of our channel was to get our country back. I truly feel like we got our country back. We have the right people, high caliber, world-class performers in charge and riding the ship. It's going to take a lot of work. But when you've got people like Bruce and these other people who you would think like have some semblance of critical thinking and critical discernment to see through the lies of the mass media, especially with this fake Tapper thing that just came out, which we did a video on, where the Biden cover-up of his mental decline was far more egregious and worse than we ever expected. You would think that these guys would have a little bit of, hey, you know what? Maybe we looked at this wrong. Maybe we need to relook at this. Maybe Trump isn't as bad, especially with the whole Bill Maher thing. And Bill Maher has turned, by the way, too. I knew it, that snake, such a snake. He initially came out and said, man, I really liked Trump. He was easy to talk with. He asked for my opinion. Everything that I read about him and heard about him wasn't true. Then all of a sudden his ratings and his listeners started to revolt, and he's changed his tune because he's a snake. Nothing but a snake. Doesn't have a value, principle, no ethos, no credibility whatsoever. Now he's gone right back to bashing Trump. What about you, Bruce? What do you stand for? Do you have even a semblance of integrity left? Do you have any ethos or credibility left? Can you actually look yourself in the mirror and go, maybe, just maybe, I'm looking at this wrong? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I see you eyeing this amazing, one-of-a-kind, made in the USA design. Our shop link is in the pinned comment if you want to get one for yours, or it makes a really great gift. We got a bunch of other stuff too, mugs, shirts, hats, sweatshirts, you name it. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed them. Tap my face right there to subscribe and follow. It's free. And as always, may God bless you, and God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.